Good morning. Well, my name is Lia Mote, and Mrs. Hoysinger has asked me to share with you a little bit about how I am using my speech training in my life and my career track. I have a degree, a Bachelor of Arts degree in public speaking, and I also have a Master of Arts degree in theater production. And although that was not how I originally started my college career, I started out in accounting and went on to pre-law before I actually found my passion. Through joining the intercollegiate debate team, I discovered how much I loved persuasion and argumentation and speaking. And it was from there that my debate coach encouraged me to consider public speaking as a degree. So I ended up with a bachelor's in public speaking. I was going to law school, and a master's degree I thought was pivotal to getting into a good law school. And so I pursued a master's degree in public speaking, but switched over into theater because I felt a pull into that area. And although at times people think, why did you do that? Theater, people think you're a flake. The truth is the master's in theater helped really create a communications background that made me an expert not just in rhetorical analysis, but in the ability to tell a story, to create a character, and to be able to not only analyze my audience logically, but have emotional appeals that appeal to a large type of audience. And so it's been a benefit for me. My career path has actually been kind of like a really crazy roller coaster with like spins and loops, but this is my life, and that's what I'm here to share. First of all, just to tell you, the fact that you are all on a speech team, you are miles ahead, even right now, from the majority of people that will go to college, that will try to get a degree and look for jobs. If nothing else, you will actually probably get the job in the interview because you are able to communicate and put your thoughts together clearly. Now, as I speak, you might see me having to type things in. My computer times out, and so I need to get back in here. But so that's a little bit quickly about me. I don't have much time, and so I want to be able to anticipate some of the questions that you might be having as you're considering, hey, you know, I'm on the speech team. I love what I do. I love original oratory or extemporaneous or persuasion or debate or whatever it is that you guys are competing in. And let me just tell you a little bit about how I've been able to use my background and how I've grown in this. I never did go to law school, although that was my career goal, and that's for another video. But I had no shortage of opportunities. As soon as I started looking for a career, I got into recruitment and placement. And so one of the things I did right out of college was I was able to interview individuals and place them with corporations in an outsourcing environment where I was able to match their skills to what the company was requiring. That meant that I interviewed, that I communicated with the client very well about this interviewee that I was going to hire and bring into their business. And so off the bat, I was having to use all those skills of analysis, preparation, thinking about what my audience is thinking about, and then incorporating a presentation, whether it was over the phone, in person, that was persuasive and professional. So that was my first job right off the bat. Use those skills that I gained. As a matter of fact, someone told me once, you have a wonderful voice, and I chuckled because it was the training, because part of being a public speaker is that you train your voice. You know, but from there, I've been in so many different industries, and the common thread, I will tell you, has been my ability and what I call communication strategy. That is my strength. I am a communication strategist. Whether I'm helping someone else craft their message and present it, or whether I'm crafting and presenting mine, to put it in a big nutshell, communication strategy is my expertise. And so with that, I have to share some stories, otherwise this video gets really dumb, or really boring rather, about what I've encountered along the way. Having a master's in theater really had people wondering, if I was like a flake, and oh my goodness, could I really do anything else? Which was a little bit of a hurdle I had to overcome. And I overcame it by just being frustrated one day during a job interview and figuring that the guy wouldn't hire me, went off on a little rant, respectful, but still a rant, telling him how public speaking and theater prepared me to be in this business that I was interviewing. It was the insurance business, and kind of told him how in theater, project management, analysis, being able to work on a team, work with left brain, right brain people. He chuckled the whole time because after I was done with my rant, he said, you know, Leah, I was going to offer you the job anyway. And so it helped. I got the job despite the fact. And that was in insurance sales for MetLife. That was where I sold life insurance. They even had us selling car insurance and homeowners insurance. But most of what I did was life and employee benefits, such as 401k plans, retirement benefits. Now, I didn't stay there very long, and this is something of one of the pitfalls that I want you to be concerned about. When you are a strong speaker and you're able to communicate and relate to a variety of audiences, people will automatically put you into sales positions. They'll call it marketing, they'll call it a lot of things, but they're sales. Now, I was good at it, but I discovered a few things that I didn't like. Number one, I did not like having to go and plead with people to meet with me so that I could sell them a product. That was troublesome to me, although I did it and I was very successful. The other part of sales that I did not like, particularly insurance sales, was that I was paid on commission. Now, there are a lot of personalities of people who are wired to be paid on commission. And if you're one of those, then that's a career path that I would encourage you to pursue. There are so many ways you can do sales. But for me, a commission was not what motivated me. For me, the motivation was to persuade that potential client to take my or buy my product. The commission actually was a hindrance to me, and I didn't stay in that industry very long. I moved on, and I've worked in the securities industries where I sold 401k plans and worked with mutual funds. I sold insurances, but it was different. I worked with a registered investment advisor, and I did a lot of their marketing. I wrote seminars and presented seminars on behalf of the industry of securities and helping people plan for their future, estate planning, segregated and segmented groups of people, women who are divorced or widowed, and how they handle their funds. Wrote seminars for lottery winners and how do you handle when suddenly you get a lot of money. So I was able to use all those skills of preparing a speech and structuring logically and having an emotional appeal to motivate and inspire people to take action. All those things were coming together in securities business. From there, I moved on to a different industry, and that industry was commercial real estate. And I've worked in commercial real estate for the majority of my working time. Partly I worked in property management. We managed one of the highest high-rise office buildings in Denver. If you're in Denver or you know Denver, there's a building called the Cash Register Building, and that is the building that I managed. I worked there during the time of the Oklahoma City bombing that happened, that destroyed and killed so many people, and all of a sudden our building became a target. And my job was not only to hear about the bomb threats, but my job was to communicate with our tenants in the 52 floors and to communicate the bomb threat in a way that had them know that we weren't concerned, that we were taking care of it, and not to worry. Now, that is a tough job. If I hadn't had the training I had, I don't know that I could have pulled that off. But it was a wonderful, wonderful experience looking back, and I was so thankful that I was able to remain calm and walk them through a very scary emergency situation without losing my cool and helping them keep theirs. So from there, I moved to Texas where I worked in commercial real estate brokerage. On the brokerage side, I was PR, advertising. I did all the communications for a brokerage firm. We sold and we presented to companies and international companies that were here to buy office buildings and all sorts of things. And my job was to make the company look good, make those brokers look good, and to present an economic forecast and analysis for these potential investors who were about to invest in a property or land or office building, millions of dollars. My job was to communicate with them what they needed to know to make a wise decision. So had I not had my speaking experience, I could have never landed in any of those industries or any of those jobs. Remember, I started in accounting, but I finished in speech, and yet I was working in highly influential positions in very influential industries. Now I'm going to stop this video and start a second one, and we'll continue.